Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening. Thank you all. Hi. I'm R.L. Anderson, the Chief of Staff, and first we want to thank you all for making time to come to this event. This is definitely Director Holmes' vision, the first state of the agency, so we're going to talk about the accomplishments that we had in the past and then the path forward. So we're also going to have trivia, and we're going to have a lot of fun. This will be very interactive. And so we're going to go over Director Holmes' vision for the agency, look at the accomplishments we've had, the chiefs to come up with their teams, talk about their division and the path forward for that. We're going to have trivia questions. So the next slide is going to go through how you get to answer the trivia questions to come pick a gift. We're going to have a quick budget overview, look at the strategic plan, and then open up the floor for Q&A. So in regards to the trivia questions, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a trivia question up. You'll be if you're the first one to stand up, introduce yourself, share the correct answer, you come forward and get a gift. One prize per person. Senior management team cannot win. Supervisors cannot win. And then the hint, which I think is very important, we want you to take notes because everything you see in red truly matters. So now we have Director Holmes.
Hello. We're going to make this really informal. I didn't even get talking points this time, so I'm going to wing it. Yes, I did that. So we'll go through this. We'll have fun. This is very open. This is for you guys, those guys that do the job every day. This is basically the strategic plan, which Aurelia will get a little bit more into when she gets up here. This is basically your voice, what you guys do every day, which is why you guys had the survey. We'll talk about the survey results. But this helped guide us in admin, right? When I first came here and I talked to a lot of you guys, the biggest issue that I got from you was, no one listens to us. We're out here doing this job. You have admin, you have administration, you have budget, but no one is listening to how we're doing the job. And so over the last 2 years, I've been trying to change that and respond is more responsive to what you guys need, not just what we think is a good idea upstairs, but what you guys need to do your job better. So this is the fruition of that, okay? So I want you guys to pay attention to that. So this is our vision. This is my vision coming in was just for us to be a world-class emergency communications center. Not just 911, not just 311, but an actual communication center in the nation's capital. Our commitment is to serve as the communications gateway and lifeline to residents and visitors of the nation's capital. I mean, it's very clear, very easy. This is what we're here to do. Over the last year, this is some of our accomplishments I'm very proud of, and I'm sure you guys are very proud of. We won PSAP of the Year through a very reputable vendor that works with the 911 across the United States. So you guys should definitely be very proud of that on the 911 side, of course. 311, the 42 lead participants, that has made a dramatic difference across our 311 operations. I don't know if I'm more appreciative of the lead participants or they're more appreciative of coming into OUC, but the relationship has definitely helped us. I would have to tell you that both the mayor, the city administrator are very proud of this partnership, and it has clearly made a change and a difference in our performance. And that's what you want to see in these type of programs. You want to see the difference. It's not just a number. It's not just giving someone a job or helping someone get a job. It's actually making a difference that rolls out into our performance and also rolls out to the citizens, because that's our ultimate goal, right? Is to make sure that our citizens and our callers are getting great service. 311, again, with technical and program enhancements. The 311 working group has done a lot. Text the 311 went live, I believe, at the beginning of fiscal year 17 in November. So that has been very helpful. Text the 911 went live. Everyone was scared to go text the 911. Call takers, dispatchers, even administration was a little scared, but text the 911 actually is being served like we wanted. People are using it when they need it. Of course, you're going to get the butt dials, or is it butt text? Maybe. But text the 911, people are just not using it, okay? And so that's kind of how we want to use it. We want you to call if you can, text if you can't. Social media has definitely ramped up. I actually get a lot of comments, or compliments rather, when I'm out and about our social media, whether it's 311, the OUC director Twitter page, or it's OUC DC now, right? OUC DC Twitter page about people saying, oh, you guys are so involved in the community. I like your tweets. I like what you're putting out, and I think that's very important. And that goes back to something else that was noticed when I first arrived a couple years ago was the community really didn't understand what we've done in this building, right? So when they called 311 or they called 911, they had an expectation, and when we were giving them the directives of how we operate, it was like this clash. And so that's why social media team is very important, is because you go out and you put it first. You go out to the community. You go out and speak and let them know what to expect when they call 911. Know what to expect when they call 311. So when they call, you're not having that discussion on the phone because they already know, because we're already out in the community. The AMR integration, which was a FIMS initiative, but we heavily involved ourselves in that. And we also housed 2 of the AMR dispatchers here. We had Post Point earlier, and the Atrius launch, that's with the AEDs and the CPR assistants. And then citywide MOUs for radios. This may seem like it's not very important, but I know it saves Kip a headache. Our radio shop, it helps us just manage money better and make sure that we're getting the funds that are due us. Here's some performance indicators. So if you guys don't know, this information is something that I have to report to council and the mayor's office annually. And so it's very important that you guys understand what we're doing here. One of our performance measures is our rating on Grade BC. And so we continue to have a B or above rating for the majority of are they comments? I don't know, I guess comments from citizens that call in. 911 calls have actually gone down. So I don't know, it could be a good thing, right? It could be people are being more educated on when to call 911. I actually had that question, why has 911 gone down? Not that we don't want it to go down, but why has 911 gone down? And I cannot right now find a technical or a pragmatic excuse or reason behind it, other than maybe people are just being more conscious about calling 911. Maybe the outreach in the community and the conversation that we're having in the district is actually working. I think last year we brought in about 1.4 million calls. 311 is close to the same. It was 1.8 last year, I believe. So combined about 3 million calls. And then you have it broken down into actual processed calls. So you can get calls in that maybe never get processed. And so this just shows the ones that are processed and things that need to be done. The transcription unit did 10,000 record requests, which is a lot. I think the last couple of years it was maybe 8,000. Has it gone up a little? 10,000 a year. And then our community engagement team reaching 15,000. And we have almost 10,000 followers on Twitter. So our path forward, which you guys get more of this when Arel gets back up here and talks about the strategic plan. Basically, the strategic plan, all the areas of focus and all the initiatives that go into the strategic plan should end with OUC having these elements in place, right? We're going to have one OUC team. One of the things that I got from the survey was the connection between the departments, right? Making sure that ops talks to training, talks to IT, and vice versa. And so making sure that we're one OUC team. Also, the staff, the employees, understanding what's going on, not just getting a memo and say, this is how you do it now, right? Actually being involved and knowing why we're changing the way we're doing things. Transparency, that ties into that, just talking more ingenuity. We don't want to just be the regular 911. I don't want to just be the regular 911 or 311 center, right? I want to be the best. I want to do the best. I want to have the best technology involved, the best call takers, the best training, the best management. That's how I see it. And that's what pushes me forward. And hopefully you guys feel the same way, and that's how we all push forward together. And then resiliency. You don't want to do all of this and then can't keep going. You don't want to do it and it only lasts for a year. We want to make sure we have a plan that is actually stable, and we can keep going. Whether I'm here, someone else is here, all of us leave, all of us stay, we still can continue to go forward with our plan. And then flexibility, because things change.
Not 911.
Those of us that don't like change, things change. And I think that was a huge struggle for me when I first got here, because I had all these wild ideas. And this was not just from ops. I got it from my admin team too. They would come in my office and I would have this wild idea and they're looking at me like, we're gonna do what? Like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do change. I think one time Jeff came in my office and he stood, you know I was gonna bring this up. Jeff came in my office and he just stood, he was like, "You're crazy." Like, yeah, but go do it. I could be. But change happens. So you want to be flexible. Everything isn't written in stone. Sometimes we can make a goal or make something that we want to do, and then halfway through we realize it's not going to work. So you have to change, or you might have to amend it. So just don't get frustrated when those things happen. We have to try things out. So you want to be flexible. So I was supposed to introduce my office of the director. I was telling Arel, I was like, who's in my office? But actually all of you guys are under and in my office. But Kelly, I know you guys probably know Kelly. She's my executive assistant. So she does all the brain work. I really don't do much. Everything I do, probably every email I send out to you guys go through her first, because she's like this grammatical wizard. So she has like communications. It was a word, she wrote this speech or something for me. Yeah, she writes my talking point. So she wrote something for me, and it was like this 4-letter word. And I was like, what does this mean? She's like, it means such and such. I'm like, Kelly, I've never seen this word before in my life. I cannot say this word because I've never pronounced it. I don't know what it is. I'm going to be on TV. And if I say this word, make sure I'm pronouncing it right. So she told me how to pronounce the word, and all day I just kept saying the word over and over in my head. So then when I get for counsel to say the speech with this big 4-letter word, when I got to the word, I forgot how to say the word. So I just said it. So I never got to say the word. But Kelly does that for me, and then Jessica Darby. Hey, Jessica. So Jessica is the staff assistant, so she's kind of like Kelly's assistant. That's how busy Kelly is. She's Kelly's assistant. And then you guys will hear from my chiefs now in order, but I want to actually introduce each one of them too. So you have Jeff, Chief of Operations. Y'all know Jeff, sort of. Dion, she's our General Counsel. So she keeps us from getting sued, guys. She's the one who keeps us out of court. Yvonne McManus, Chief Administrative Officer. Judy Duff, Office of Professional Standards, Training, Quality Assurance. OPSD. Well, everybody doesn't know OPSD.
Well, the title you made is too long.
I did make that up. I made that up.
It's too long.
It's okay. It worked.
Yeah.
And then Arel, who's our chief of staff. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Teddy. Oh, I forgot about Teddy. Hey, Teddy. Teddy, who's our CIO. So we probably have the most seesaw relationship, maybe. But it's good. It's good. We're never mad at each other. It's just technology is always a headache, and then you got to balance it out with ops. So. But it's working and it's great. And I'm proud of all of them. They all run their departments. They're all awesome people. They all have headaches just like I do, but they're very go-getters, and I think that's very important because I'm very energetic. And they probably have figured it out that you cannot be lazy and work for me because I'm here and I'm always ready and full of energy. So I'm very appreciative of all of them because they've definitely put the work in. So I'm going to turn it over to Arel now, and she's going to get the rest of the program started. Thank you.
Our awesome director. So I'll introduce my team. In the Office of the Chief of Staff, we have Finance, which is led by Kip, and y'all can come up and say a few words if you want. And then we have Communications, we have Ingrid on our team, we have Wanda, and we also have Alan on the team. Wanda wanted to share a few things about the event that's coming up with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many people have been asking about holidays and what we plan to do. I just wanted to say thank you to Sabrina Richardson. I don't know if she's in the room yet. I think she comes in. Are you here? She comes in at 6 today. But I wanted to thank Sabrina for decorating our Christmas tree. She's just about done with that. This year, we're going to partner with 6th District for a toy drive. So look for the tags to go out on the tree tomorrow. We're going to be sponsoring 15 kids, and we hope that you'll pick up the tag and help us out with that. They actually have already vetted the children, and they're going to host a Christmas party on December the 21st, and I'm hoping some of the people from our CAT team will be able to join us there. We're going to add a little 911 education in the program and bring out Cell Phone Sally. So that's about it. I just want to let you know that was our plan for Christmas this year.
And we also have Shireen and Danielle. They're the OUC Detail and ILTLP, so they help out in communications as well. Next up, Chief of Operations.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jeff Robinson, Chief of Operations. Ed. Lawan. Eric. Come up here, thank you. So they said 2 minutes, so buckle up for safety. Here we go. I can't see, so hold on one second. Office of Unified Communications, Operations Second, taking this long journey, transformation to greatness. I have a lot of notes here. I'm just going to go over some of the highlights. Of course, operations is number one. Yeah. 311. We're going to go with the Eric shop real quick. You know, we've added over, we just heard, 42 lead people. Okay, so what does that mean? So we went from a 6-minute and 27-second answering time to what it is now, 1 minute and 28 seconds. You talk about customer service, that's customer service right there. We've added 1 agency and 2 additional service requests, text to 311, also live agent, and we did our first 311 cap stat. Again, went off great. What's the future? One of the things they asked us to do is to take a look at the future. What are we going to be doing? Structure. We're going to be building structure inside the 301 agency. What does that mean? Again, adding promotional people, evaluations, and all the other things. We're getting so big on the 301 side, it's now we have to add the structure behind that. The other thing is we're going to be adding some additional agencies. DGS, Department of Vehicles for Hire, and one that's in the works right now is DOES. So we're going to be adding more people to the family here soon. Anything else, sir?
DCRA officially is live tomorrow, and hopefully we will have a press announcement sometime in January.
There you go. 911 operations side. We did this journey starting off January, put structure around what we're doing, promotions, added staff. We continue to add staff. We currently still have 14 more call takers in there. Text to 911. For the first time ever, one of the things when I first came here, first time ever, we took a look at the response plan. Never been reviewed in the 10-year history here. It's provided more efficient service to DC Fire and EMS, and we're currently working on NPD, which should be finished here soon. FEMS task force is ongoing. Again, you heard about the American Medical Response and Integration. It's helped out the response times, and also one of the big issues that Fire and EMS was having was lack of transports. We've resolved that problem. It's a great thing. Exercise, training, participation in large-scale events here. What's in the future of this? Thor. If you haven't heard what Thor is a tractor-trailer, 2-decker, mobile command, I'll say mobile PSAP, that will be able to, during our renovations, and you'll hear about this later, during our renovations, we're going to be housing and staffing that, and we'll have a state-of-the-art vehicle that we can take it anywhere. Our nurse triage line, another one of the enhancements on the DC Fire and EMS, we're working with them and partnered up with them, is that we're going to take the low acuity calls that you work on every day, and that we're going to be transferring them over to the nurse triage. Again, trying to put the pressure off of the 911 system, and it's called integrated healthcare. We're going to be getting healthcare, the right healthcare, to the citizens of the district, which is another great thing. Mobile responder, again, on the MPD side, hopefully Teddy will talk about that. How do we track our MPD officers on bikes and all the other things? And that blends into select and recommend on the PD side. Enhancements to the call center. Why we got the Thor is that we're going to be renovating, adding new furniture, adding new features into the building. So again, change. There'll be a lot of, there'll be some change this year, but it's all good change. Ed, Lawan, anything else on that side? Good. Major events next year, 2017, of course, we have the starting off is going to be the State of the Union. And if you haven't heard, there's a baseball game coming in July. It's about 10 days worth of events. We're just starting now. It's just starting the planning session. So that's going to be in July. We did a lot of great community events. Thanks for everybody that participated out there. Food for Thanksgiving, Halloween for kids. Was that a blast or what? Oh my God, the costumes. Actually, I enjoyed it better here than actually at the house. I mean, you guys dressed up, unbelievable. Awards. I can't even name all of them. APCO, Nice, Center of the Year, Call Taker Courtney. Where are you? Courtney Wilson? I can't see you because I don't have my glasses on. Call Taker of the Year, honorable mention, Team N1. Are they here? Black man somewhere? Carl back there. Shout out back there. And that's for the North Carolina abduction. Alfreda, Supervisor of the Year, and of course, Mark, I saw him on here, Trainer of the Year. Numerous life-saving awards, the Flamingo. See, I got cut off. Okay, I'm done. I'll answer your questions in a little bit, thank you.
Jeff, ate into my time, but I'll keep mine short. Good evening, everyone. Most of you know me. I've been around for a number of years now, making changes all the time, making your life a little miserable, but hopefully at the same time, making us better as an organization and meeting what is required from the OUC, making us better every year. We had glitches here and there, but overall, we've made so many changes when the organization was created back in 2004 to what we are today. Integrated 911, 311, being able to handle over 3 million calls, 10 million radio push-to-talks every single year, and with very minimal downtime. I think a lot of times, you know, what we come up as an IT organization is when something breaks, but 99.999% of the time, you guys know the systems are working. So we're working with you guys. If you have any questions or issues, let us know. We have ramped up our IT team, both at the UCC and PSCC. We have 24/7 staffing. We do a lot of analytics behind the scenes. Some of it we share through the director's office and council hearings. Others, we use it to how do we do things better? How do we do systems better? The other things we've done, you know, we've set up the lab about a year ago. So the lab has been very useful as we do new systems. Judy and team have been in there. A lot of you guys have been in there. As we go through the next Gen 911 system, there's been an opportunity not only to expose you to what is coming, but give you an opportunity to play with these systems, be comfortable with it, give us your feedback, so we can make the changes and things like that. You know, technology is this mystery box. There's a lot of stuff that happens with it. In DC, we're a city-state that deals with the federal government and multiple entities in the federal government. We work very closely with partner agencies, partner counties, and we got interoperability with the federal side, the local side. We support 22 district agencies. Most of you on the 911 side know the police and fire side, Protective Services Division, Housing Authority. All of them use the radios and the CAD system. Secondary agencies, the DDOTs, DPWs, all of them use the radio system. On the 311 side, we're about 12 agencies now, adding DCR as a 13th agency. We implemented that system upgrade about 2 years ago at this point. We've been able to process over 1.5 million events through that system. So we'll continue to change. The big thing coming, Thor, the Command PSAP buzz is coming, as well as Next Gen 911, which is going to be a big push for the OUC. We have aging 911 system, but we're excited and we'll keep pushing getting this new system in. So that's all I got.
Good evening, everyone. Can't talk about payroll or HR without recognizing my team. I have HR. My team is Satrina and Angelo, who I believe are both in the room. Both the director and Jeff talked about the increase in staff that we've had over the last 2 years. I don't know if you realize we've increased our staff by almost a third. And in order to get the people in, these people actually helped do that. So I'd like to thank you. Okay. Because we did it in record time. We were able to get it done in record time, and Satrina got on everyone's nerves, but we still got it done. And the other two people that we have within our team are Beatrice and Gina. They get you paid, so I think yes, they're responsible for payroll and getting everyone's time approved and getting everyone paid on time. So that's we've been really busy over the last 2 years since you've been here, Director. We've hired at least Yeah, I mean, but it's a good thing because it makes the day go by faster. We've hired at least 90 people over the last 2 years, and promoted almost half that number. So that's attributed to you. So that's all I have.
Saving the best for last. Actually, I was the last group. I know, too. My group was the last one joined. So you guys are supposed to be coming up here. You already didn't follow instructions. Come on. So what HR and payroll does, HR with all the training, we feel it. Trust me. So we are doing back-to-back classes. We still have to get the tenured folks your training. I promise it's coming. But we just got to get through this last little group of new hires, and then we're going to hit your heart. Marcia is in training. Tracy is in quality assurance. I've got Robin in training, and I got Marlene in training, and Marcia in training. And our two details that are here that are helping are, not really details, are our CTOs that are helping. Michelle, Tracy Beatty is not here. I don't see her. And then our true detail is Kara Percy for this quarter. We are moving forward. We've got a lot of plans. CBD goes with nurse triage. I promise you'll love it if you just give me this much, okay? We've got a whole bunch of initiatives, training academies, certifications coming through that you guys will like, okay? Any suggestions you want for training? My email is judy.dove@ec.gov, and I'm going to forward it to somebody else. No, I'm just kidding. But I'll go ahead and we'll put it in there for the classes you want, okay? Thank you. Oh, I forgot the transcription unit. I don't forget them. They're just so hidden that there's anybody here from transcription, Z or Santo? See, they like to hide. So, where's Z?
We got details.
Details, yes, we got Vivian, and then we also got Krista. So it's going well. They're learning. It's an unknown fashion. If you want to know about transcription, go ahead and ask them. But they're your unsung heroes because they go to court for you.
Okay, now we're at the best for last. Hi, everyone. My name is Dion Hayes. I am the general counsel for the agency. I've been here for about 5 months. Did somebody say yay? I don't know if anyone from my team is here, but we're a small but mighty team. Is Chris here? There's Chris, who works on policy. And Jared is new to our office. He just started on Monday. He's an attorney from Florida, and so if you feel a little bit warmer, Jared says you're welcome. So our office is responsible for providing our good opinion to agency management, reviewing legal matters, working on policy, and developing and revising legislation. I know it sounds really exciting, but that's what we do. And that's all I have. I think I've gotten us back on schedule. Best for last.
So now it's time for fun. Are y'all ready to have fun? Have y'all been taking notes? Yes? No? Okay. So the first trivia question. So y'all remember the rules. If you know the answer, you have to stand up, introduce yourself, answer correctly, and get it again. Ready? So how many total calls, 311, 911, did we receive in fiscal year 17? Stand up, introduce yourself.
Stand up, say your name.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sophia Waldron. I didn't add the number totally, but it was a little under 3 million. A little under.
Can you be more specific? Take a guess.
911 was.
You click. A little under 3 million.
Sorry, y'all.
Pretty close. She's close. Come on, we're gonna give it to you. Come on down, come on down. next question. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, when was OUC created?
Come on, everybody knows
Come on now, come on now. I know we got some old heads.
2006, is that correct?
Quiet. We got another person? Oh! Yes, come on down. We got a prize for you. The agency was created in 2004. However, you did not move into this facility until 2006. That's why we celebrated our anniversary, our 10-year anniversary last year.
Teachable moment. Listen to the words of the question because they're kind of tricky.
Okay, next question. Which agency did we fulfill the most 311 service requests for in FY17? Which agency do you think we... Okay, we got someone in the back. Ms. Shannon, can you come forward?
Department of Public Works.
Thank you. All right, come on down. We have a winner. Thank you, Shannon. Next question. Which agency did we answer the most 311 phone calls for? We fulfilled the most requests for DPW, but which agency did we actually answer the most calls for?
Oh, yes.
Oh, got a person?
No, that's all right. Say your name first.
DMV.
We have a winner. Come on down, girl. All right, we're going to move on to the fun stuff, the money. Money man.
We're having so much fun and now the finance, the boring stuff. All right, I'm Kipling Ross. I'm the finance program manager for the agency. The goal of my operation is to identify, acquire, allocate, and account for each division's resources so that ultimately the agency can achieve its mission. Okay? In 8 days, we'll be submitting our FY19 budget to the mayor. And although we've gained a lot of support from the mayor over the years and from council over the years, we still, Director Holmes, myself, and our financial staff, still work diligently to acquire the resources we need for the agency to succeed. I'm proud to say that I have the opportunity to work with some fabulous team members, individuals to carry out the day-to-day financial operations of the agency. If they're in the room, please stand. Maria Miranda, Yolanda Taylor-Weems, Brittany Galloway, James Roberts, and we also work closely with our partners from the OCFO, that's the Office of the Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Doug Kemp and Kathy Burton. Get a loan for get a finance person? Technology stuff? Okay. All right. So I'll give it a quick overview, financial snapshot. On the left, you have all of our various accounts. These are all the accounting codes for the agency. You can see kind of our spending. So I have a trivia question for you all. Does anyone know how much our total budget is for FY18, capital and operating? I purposely left that blank at the bottom. If you can add quick, you can get this one right, come up here and get it right. Anyone want to take a guess?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
All right. Anyone, come on. Opportunity to come up here and get a bag. All right. This column right here, the budget.
We don't do numbers, Kip.
You don't do numbers, all right. Try to give you opportunity, but our budget is about 54. I hear 50 back here. Yeah, our budget is about $54 million. So all those various accounts, you see this red bar here, that's where we are in terms of the fiscal year. We're about 17% elapsed during the fiscal year. Our fiscal year started in October and it ends in September. So as you can see, for the most part, we're underspending, which is a good thing. We're not overspending, but we do have a couple of accounts that we are overspending in. The 112, that's our salaries for term employees. So as has been said a couple times here, we've done a lot of hiring recently. So those are all the individuals, the salaries for the individuals that have been recently hired. And what happens at the end of the year, that those people will migrate to full-time employment and their salaries will be captured in 11. So those two together will balance out at the end of the fiscal year. Object Class 15, right here, that account is overtime. As you can see, that's exceeding where we should be at this time of the year. We're about 5% over, which is not bad, but what that does is impact how our ability to hire and our ability to promote individuals. So what we're looking to do is try to manage that a little bit better, and we're working with our managers to give them additional tools to do so. Okay. So the budget, I'm sorry folks, I'm a little nervous here. All right, so that was our budget. Now this is the money. You may ask the question, where does the money come from to support our budget? All right, first we have local funds, about $32.7 million. The local funds are near and dear to me, should be to you. That's where our salaries come from. So every other Tuesday when you get that recharge to your bank account, thank the local funds. A special purpose revenue, that's the 911 fund. You've probably heard of that before. Our budget there is $15.3 million. We have been facing some challenges with our 911 fund as revenue has leveled off due to, primarily due to folks having one device, a cell phone versus having a landline. A lot of folks have turned off their landline phones. So what happened is we're facing a challenge because our budget, our spending is about $17 million, but we're collecting about $11 million. So Director Holmes has come up with some fresh ideas to enhance our revenue. If you paid attention to the council hearing, the budget hearing from last year, you may recall we requested a 50-cent fee per night on hotel rooms that would have generated enough money to close the gap. We got support from the mayor, but ultimately it was not approved by the council. I can say that Director Holmes has still been continuing to, beat the halls of the Wilson building to figure out, ways to get support for that enhancement so we can have the money that we need to operate 911 and 311. We also get inter-district funds. That's revenue that we get from other district agencies for providing services, particularly a couple of examples, DDOE for the Energy Assistance Program, that funds 311, and also the radio MOUs. We provide radio services to about 20 agencies, and so we get that revenue. We also get sub-grants from the Department of Homeland Security. It's about $1.9 million. That goes for interoperability for the region, training, Thor that was mentioned, the PSAP that we'll get, and then capital funds. So the capital funds, about $57 million over 6 years. The two exciting projects that were mentioned earlier, we'll be buying brand new console furniture for the PSEC and the UCC, and we'll be renovating the PSEC. So in the next couple of years, we expect to have a secondary PSAP that we all should be very proud of. All right, thank you.
So before we dive into the strategic plan, I wanted to invite Teddy up. He had 30 seconds left, so he just wanted to share something.
Yeah, I like taking the stage again. One of the things I wanted to do is, one, introduce you to some of the team members that are here. Everybody that's part of the IT team, can you come forward, please? All of you guys. Some of you know them, some of you have seen them, some of you heard about them. So come on up, guys. Everybody, Thomas, Jonathan, Zahid, Matt. Come on, guys. Colleen, Adrian. Come on, Valerie. So we have close to about 35 folks that are working in the IT side of things and a few folks that haven't been able to be here. But I want to make sure that they hear from me and the executive staff and all of you guys how much work it takes to run the organization's IT, and that all of us appreciate them. I keep driving everybody because my boss keeps driving me. But everybody is committed to what we do, and our success is because of everybody's hard work. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So I think I have 7 minutes, so this is gonna be like a serious, quick overview of the strategic plan, and it's the heart. So you're gonna hear some things that we already spoke about, and so this is the strategic plan, is basically the value of the plan. It captures Director's Home's vision, and it's the blueprint that guides what we do every day. So you're gonna get it in your email, we're gonna put it on the internet, we're gonna have conversations about it throughout the year. So we sent a survey out like a month ago, and thank you all for participating in the survey. 110 people participated, so that's 30% of the staff. I think that's really good. And we had 52 people, everything was anonymous, so we had 52 people giving feedback that we actually incorporated into the strategic plan. 71% of you prefer to get email summaries about the strategic plan once it's finished. Over half of the respondents support the idea of having meet and greets with NPD and with them. And then half of us stated that sharing information across different teams is truly valuable to helping move OUC forward. So thank you for that. We hear you in the survey. So what we did, we identified different trends within the survey. So we hear that we need to educate our citizens about when to call 311 and 911. We need to communicate better with management, have more educational and training opportunities for staff, have an effective span of control. That's the ratios of how many people report to the different managers. Increase awareness of the different departments. So that was what we were doing earlier, helping you understand the departments, learning what we do. Have stress relief options during breaks. We definitely hear you. So we're thinking about doing things with that and more morale boosters and team activities. Does that sound exciting? Yes. Yes. So remember the things in red. I said that in the beginning. So the strategic plan, it's 2 years, so it goes from October 2017 until October 2019. When you get the plan, you'll learn more about OUC, more about our partnerships, the theme, the hashtag at the bottom, we answer the call. So we'll be branding that all throughout everything we do, because that's the theme for the plan, we answer the call. There are 6 focus areas over the 2 years, almost 70 initiatives. It's not a lot, but it's almost 70 of them. And then different ways, the plan will show you different ways that we're going to measure performance. And then by quarter, we have a graph in there. So by quarter, you'll be able to see what we finished each quarter throughout the years. So the first area is qualify and engage staff. Do y'all want to repeat that? Qualify and engage staff. Yes, exciting. One more time. So with that, we basically want to attract and hire qualified personnel and then create excitement amongst the people who are already here, all of us that are already here. So we're going to have more emphasis on the ways that we recruit, more programs and events, and agency-wide inclusion, which basically focuses on the way that we communicate. So that's the first focus area. The second one is customer service and citizen engagement. So we're going to focus on empowering us. Number 2. Oh, y'all want to repeat that? Number 2. Customer service and citizen engagement. Okay, y'all might be okay. So we're going to empower each other, have pride in what we're doing, make sure that the citizens are comfortable and familiar with our products and stuff when they engage with us, have customer service standards, better radio communication protocol when we're communicating with MPD and them, citizen awareness education campaign, things like that is going to help us achieve customer service and citizen engagement. The third one, strong partnerships. Strong partnerships. Okay. So we already have great partnerships, but we just want to make sure we maintain them and make sure that they're strong. And that's working with other district agencies and industry partners, having effective communications, making sure that we have the proper resources, participate in the tabletop exercises, the meet and greets, and also making sure that we have national exposure. And we all know Director Holmes is doing great with that, and all of us to continue to attend conferences and stuff like that. The fourth one,
Continuous training.
continuous training. So that's having training opportunities. So we want to advance the job knowledge that we have as employees, have opportunities for career advancement, train other agencies so we can learn what MPD does, we can learn what FEM does, they can learn what we do, and then ultimately being a training institute, a national training institute. So people will come here to DC, to OUC, to train here, and we'll be setting the standard for the nation.
Yes.
Sounds good, right? Balanced technology, let's really say that.
Balanced technology.
Exciting, okay. So this one is making sure we have the appropriate infrastructure, resources in place. And as you know, what Director Holmes said earlier, sometimes technology drives it, but we want to make sure it's balanced. So having better call center management, having that, what we talked about earlier, mobile PSAP, how do we manage non-emergency calls, and how do we implement NG911? And then on the 311 side, enhancing those operations, photo integration, voice integration, web enhancement, social media, and different mobile apps. So that's how we're going to balance technology over the next 2 years. And then the last one, the one I really like, proper governance. So that's basically watching over everything, not watching over, I shouldn't say that. So that's basically governing how we operate and how we manage our money. So we start with the policies and procedures, then we look at our budget and vendor management and relationships, make sure we're balanced and compliance, investigative affairs and complaint management, and then having data report and management so we can report out on our performance on a continuous basis. So those are the 6 areas in a nutshell. And if you're wondering how do we measure all of this, this is just like a snapshot of some of the things that we'll look at. So we'll look at retention rate, event participation rate, which I think this was a great, great participation, so that's good. Increased employee certifications, decrease in overtime spending, that's the way we can measure. Looking at the percentage of sustained complaints, improved citizen awareness, our customer service rankings, we improved in that area, call quality improvements, and then overall OUC's agency performance metrics when it comes to the mayor, city administrator, and the council. And so what's up next with strategic plan? Our hope is that it becomes part of our everyday language. So all the different things that's in a plan, we'll speak about it, we'll use it in our meetings, stuff like that. You'll see collateral around OUC in the hallways, on social media, everywhere. We'll have a simplified version similar to like DMV so the citizens can know what's going on, what we're doing great. We'll email it out to you on a quarterly basis. You'll get a progress summary of how we're doing as an agency. I'll host some discussion sessions throughout the year, and then we'll be leaning on the staff to help execute. So we'll be leaning on you to be on a different task force to help execute some of the strategic initiatives as well. And that's it. All right. Trivia time.
Round 2. All right. What is the strategic plan's theme or
Stand up,
tagline?
There you go, first one.
Okay. All right, we got a winner. Come on down. Come on down. That was great. All right, the next one. How many strategic initiatives are in the strategic plan?
Right here, right here, right here. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Your name?
Lauren, 70.
70.
We got a winner. Approximately 70 strategic initiatives are in the plan. Come on down. Very good.
Okay.
All right, number 3. How many years will we have to execute the strategic initiatives? You were listening. You all right?
Oh, me? How many years? Hi, I'm Lataya, 3116.
Oh,
Sue.
Thank you. You want Lauren. She said her name. Lauren.
Okay.
This is a hard one. This is a bonus question. That's why I said take notes. So if you know the answer to this question, you have to come up front and answer the question. Okay? All right. And you'll receive the gift card that's inside of here. Name all of the strategic plan focus areas.
Oh, we got one in the back already.
Right here?
Michael Nelson, the 6 point star, qualified engaged staff, customer service and citizen engagement, strong partnerships, continuous training, balanced technology, and proper governance.
Thank you, Michael. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, we'll have Director Holmes come back up for some closing remarks.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First, before we close out, I just want to definitely, Arel, come up here. I want to definitely thank Arel for this. So those of you guys that have ever worked closely with me know that I have all these ideas. I'm very energetic. I have all this stuff to do. I have all these things I want to do. But I do not like to write and plan and do spreadsheets and do PowerPoints. I do not like to do that. I kind of like, I wing it. I told Kelly that, I was like, I'm just going to get up there and wing it. I'd rather wing it, but I needed somebody to come in and get my thoughts and get everything that I wanted and actually put this down on paper and make it presentable. And so Arel done this, and you haven't been, how long have you been here? 6 months yet? Okay, so she's been able to come in, get my thoughts, get the thoughts of the agency, the division heads, and put it into the strategic plan. And even though she's given us this in a PowerPoint, there's actually is it a booklet or a pamphlet? It's big. It's like a novel. No, it's like a novel. Yeah. I had to read through it. But she actually is a very formal strategic plan that she put together, and that's very hard to do. So I definitely want to thank you for this. And this was her event, and it turned out very nice. Yeah. Our event. So thank you for that. Lastly, I always like to just thank everyone that works in this building. I know the job is very hard. Those of you guys that worked over Thanksgiving, thank you. Thank your families for having you here. I remember the days of having to work on Thanksgiving. It was very hard. And then Christmas, and then sometimes you're shifting up working again for Christmas. That's when it kills you. You're like, really? I got both holidays and I work nights. But thank you guys for that sacrifice, and thank your families for that. And that is it for us. If you have any questions, I think we've got a couple minutes to take any questions for me or for any of the division heads that were up here. Did we give it? We probably gave them information overload, honestly. You guys probably have enough. Anything? No. Okay, so thank you guys. I love everybody, and get some snacks, and that's it, right? Thank you. Woo!